Hello and welcome to another video. So in the previous video we had a look at what we mean by true bearing and compass bearing. So we're going to have a look at a little example. Suppose I have a triangle, or actually let's say we're looking at bearings. So let's say I have a town. We've got a town here, town A, and here is town B, and over here is let's say T, okay? And what we want to do is we want to find out the bearing of T from A. So how are we going to do that? Well, we need a bit more information. So let's say this is 23 kilometers and B is 14 kilometers west from A. And we're going to assume that north is this way. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, we'll have to use Pythagoras. So we know that AT squared is equal to AB squared plus BT squared. And that is equal to 14 squared plus 23 squared. So AT is going to be the square root of 725, which is equal to roughly 27 kilometers. Now, we know the distance, but we still got to find out this angle over here. So theta, going back to trigonometry, is the tan inverse, opposite, which is 23 over 14. And that, if you use a calculator, gives you roughly 58 degrees. Now, how do we calculate the bearing of that? Well, let's go further. We know that theta is 58 degrees, roughly. So your bearing is going to be, when we go back to where we were, with the triangle that we had, we knew that this was a right angle. And we know that that going upwards was north. So north is that way, and that's where A is. So we know that this bit is 180. And this would be theta, and we know that this is 90, right? This angle here is 90. So our bearing, true bearing, we know it is 180 plus this angle is basically 90 minus theta. So that is basically 180 plus 90 minus 58. Because that gives us that section there. And then we're just adding that to 180. So our bearing in total comes to roughly 211 degrees. So that's sort of a real life worked example of how you would apply the concept of true bearing using trigonometry.